what's up? What's going on? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a new pick a card reading, and this one is all about what you look like in other people's eyes. And I do want to put a disclaimer in here that this just reads off of the current energy. This isn't set in stone. This isn't destiny. The most important viewpoint of how you look in other people's eyes is how you view yourself. So that is the most important thing. This is just how others view you. You can take it as truth. You can discard it. I just want to put that disclaimer in here for any of you guys who are watching this and maybe hear something that, you don't like or whatever. This is just a fun little pick a card that I got suggested. I thought it would be a really fun idea and a cute idea. So we're going to do it today. And yes, that's a little disclaimer. Hope you guys enjoy watching this video. If you guys are new to pick a card readings and you don't know how they work, essentially over here we have pile number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you can take a moment, pause the video if you'd like to find the pile that you're the most drawn towards. Then once you're done choosing your pile, you can scroll down to the comment box or the description box to find the timestamp that's linked to your specific card. So then you can skip ahead and watch your personal reading. If you guys like to choose with crystals below the cards, I'll be popping some crystals on there right now. Alright, so if you guys like to choose with crystals below the cards, here are our crystal options. Over here we have some blue topaz, then we have shungite, then aquamarine. This is some super 7, which is a type of amethyst essentially with seven different minerals in it. And then over here we have some blue obsidian. So take a moment, pause the video if you'd like to find the pile that you're the most drawn towards. Then once you're done choosing, you can go ahead and scroll to the comment box or the description box to find the timestamp that's linked to your specific card, so you can skip ahead and watch your personal reading all about what you look like in other people's eyes. So let's hop right into it. All right, so group number 1, if you guys chose this pile, this is going to be your reading all about what you look like in other people's eyes. So let's get started. All right, so pile number 1. Here we have the Page of Crystals upright, then we have the 7 of Cups reversed, then we have 3 of Swords upright, then we have 6 of Swords upright. So, oh my gosh, the way that other people see you, they get their heart broken a lot by you. That's why we have the 3 of Swords over here. I feel like you guys are the heartbreakers of all the groups, and people feel like they can't really get to you and they really wish that they could have some time with you, and you might not even realize it, because a lot of the times the 3 of Swords kind of indicates that you might be the type of person that doesn't even see yourself as the most beautiful person, and you don't really look at yourself with that kind of in that kind of way. You have a lot of humbleness in you, and I don't feel like you even really see how many secret admirers that you have. So the way that you look in other people's eyes is like, I feel like you really take people's breath away. I feel like people are like, oh my gosh, how I wish I could have a person like that. But at the same time, they don't feel like they could attain you, and they feel like you kind of give them the cold shoulder, because you also seem like kind of a mysterious person who doesn't open up very easily. The 3 of Swords is also somebody who doesn't open up their heart very easily, and I feel like people can read that in your energy, or it's kind of just like written on you, where you seem a little bit more unapproachable, or it could just be that people feel very insecure around you because they're like very stunned by how beautiful that you are to them. So you could make people quite insecure when we have that. Also with the 7 of Cups being reversed over here, this is kind of like you are very dreamlike. I get that you're very dreamlike. And I'm also getting that you have a mix of a few different soft features that are accentuated by these really sharp features. And so I feel like you guys probably have a pretty sharp jaw, or at least people see you that way. And you probably have some very chiseled out like cheekbones and things like that, but yet your face remains like kind of soft, but yet there's this sharpness that really is kind of a little bit intimidating to some people, but it's very, very beautiful. But some people might be like, oh my gosh, like that person looks a little bit unapproachable, because again, it kind of makes them feel a little bit more insecure. And then with the Page of Crystals over here, this is kind of letting me know that you have a youthful look to you, because anytime we have any earth sign kind of aspects, this is something that, they age like fine wine essentially. And so I feel like you look quite youthful. You have a youthful appearance. You probably have really good skin, and if you're watching this right now and you're like, I don't have good skin, you're one of those people that will have good skin in the future, and you won't have to worry about bad skin in the future when we have this card. So you are someone where I feel like your skin is very admired by people, or you might be watching this being like, yeah, I do have good skin. I feel like people really notice that in you. I'm also really picking up that there's something about your hair that people really like. When I look at these two cards, there's something kind of about the hair that's really sticking out to me. So I don't know if you guys really like to style your hair during the day, or if you take a lot of pride in your hair, but somehow hair is really sticking out to me over here, and people find your hair very beautiful. The next two cards that we have over here, we have Return to Aphrodite, the Return of Aphrodite, and then the Water Flight. So heaviness lifts, burdens cast away, weightlessness. And so I feel like you carry yourself in a weightless manner. When you walk, you probably have a really beautiful flow to the way that you walk or the way that you move. Whenever you have water coming up, there's some people that walk and they walk very like heavily and sturdily, and like, you know, when they enter a room because there's such a strong presence in their walk. For you guys, I feel like you have this flow. Your mannerisms have a flow. You're not very rigid. You're actually quite flowy. And so I feel like people kind of know that or see that about you. They see that you walk with this beautiful, like, flowing essence, I guess, and you have like a very flowiness about you. And I feel like your features flow together very well, although you do have some very sharp, chiseled out, defining sort of features probably in your face or in your body. There is some sort of like nice flow to it. There's a nice balance. It seems like everything just kind of flows nicely together over here. Then we also do have the Return of Aphrodite, Temple, Birth of the Goddess, Guidance, Goddess energy, treating as sacred. So I think people look at you as a goddess, or like, you know, you could be male as well. So kind of like godly sort of features, like you were carved out by the gods, where you kind of just have like all the chisels in the right place and all the curves here. And, you know, everything kind of just flows nicely. People are really, you're eye-pleasing to them, honestly. You're someone who I feel like just people look at you and they see kind of like this sort of goddess energy. I feel like the way that you walk with this flowy sort of walk really catches people's attention, because you do, again, have like these piercing, sort of very chiseled out, defined features that I feel like really stand out. But it's like balanced by this beautiful flowing sort of like energy that I feel like you carry yourself with. I feel like you carry yourself with a very gentle, flowing type of energy, but yet you're very defined and chiseled in some certain areas that really like stick out to people. The next few cards that we have over here, we have Pluto transformation, Mars, Force, Aries, and then Scorpio. This is actually very interesting because Mars is ruled by Aries and Pluto is ruled by Scorpio. So we kind of have a really nice play-by-play over here in these cards. So with these ones, what I'm seeing here for you guys, Pluto transformation, Mars. So again, this is water and fire. So water is, again, that very flowy type of energy. The fire energy that we have coming through is like this huge, like attractive sort of energy, because any kind of fire energy is just usually known as very passionate, very fiery kind of energy. So this kind of brings me to feeling like there is some sort of like mysterious sort of vibe about you, because Mars is also ruled by Scorpio. Before they knew about the planet Pluto, Scorpio was also ruled by Mars. And so Mars kind of has this interesting sort of energy about it, where it's a strong energy. I feel like you have a very strong presence, whether you realize it or not, because Scorpio, they don't really realize what a strong presence they have. They kind of just go with the flow. They're a water sign, and they usually keep kind of quiet, a little bit more mysterious. But the fact that they're so mysterious ends up coming across as a very like powerful type of energy. So I do feel like a lot of your beauty, you don't see it yourself. Whenever we have Pluto, it's kind of very hidden. And so for you guys, I feel like when you see yourself, you might see yourself just as, you know, kind of like an average person. But when people look at you, there's something that's very mysterious, and it draws people in. You have an energy that really draws people in, and you capture people's attention. Pluto is known for very much like, it's a very captivating, interesting but powerful energy. Usually these people with a lot of Pluto, Scorpio, Mars type of energy are people that walk into the room and they really catch people's eyes. And also Pluto does kind of create a very piercing type of eye. I was saying kind of piercing before. So I feel like your eyes tend to say a lot about you, and people notice your eyes a lot. And when people look into your eyes, they see huge depth, and they feel like they could stare into them forever. It's very mysterious. It's very interesting. Again, it catches people's attention. Whether you realize it or not, you have a very strong force about you. This is also a lot of like sexual energy as well. So I do feel like when you walk into a room, there's a lot of people that are attracted to you, whether that you realize that or not. So you are the heartbreaker of this whole group. I haven't even touched onto what the other piles were at all. This is the only one that I've opened up so far. So but you guys definitely have that like heartbreaker type of energy, and people can get very like, I feel like you are desired by a lot of people, because all of these cards right here are all about desire and passion. So I do feel like people are very drawn to you. Also with this Aries energy, people, yeah, you catch people's attention right away. You're like a head stopper. This is like the people that can't take their eyes off you and end up walking straight into a wall because they can't take their eyes off you, as kind of like a little metaphor. So people, again, yeah, very, very drawn to you. You probably also have a very good physique when we have this Aries card. So I feel like your physique is very attractive to a lot of people. The next two cards that we have Pluto again, and we have Gemini. So with Pluto coming up again, you still have this sort of, again, this is a very mysterious energy once again, someone who doesn't see their own beauty, doesn't flaunt that beauty because they don't even really see it themselves. But the pomegranate is very fruitful. It's a very fruitful energy, and I feel like a lot of people notice that you have a lot to offer, and you are someone who in many people's eyes is very, very beautiful. I am someone who genuinely thinks that everyone on this planet is very beautiful, so I don't want you guys to be listening to this reading thinking that I'm like, oh, just like these types of people are attractive. No, it's just kind of like what's coming through the card. You are a very attractive person. The cards are wanting you to know and have that confidence that you are very attractive to a lot of people, but everyone on this planet has beauty. Everyone. Also with this Gemini card over here, this is very symmetrical. People really appreciate the symmetry that you have. They're very attracted to the symmetry that you have. And you have this nice balance of like feminine and masculine energy that is very intriguing to people. Gemini is like the marrying of both. And so I feel like you have a very strong nature, but then you also have the very feminine nature that, you know, you like to take care of yourself. You do put effort in to the way that you look, and you have like that, again, that balance ends up being very attractive when people have like chiseled but yet soft. There's a chiseled and softness to it. So I feel like you end up being very attractive to people because of those reasons, and that is the way that people see you. So then we have Hawk Spirit, Crow Spirit, and Frog Spirit as our last cards to end us off. So we have two birds over here, Hawk and Crow. So birds, they have wings. They're like angels, right? They have the wings. And then they also, hawks have very piercing eyes. Crows usually have very piercing eyes. Crows are also a very Scorpio type of bird. So again, it's that mysterious kind of quality that people are very drawn to about you. But these piercing eyes, again, I feel like your eyes say so much for people when they first meet you, and I feel like it's one of your most attractive qualities is your eyes. It really draws people in when we have these two coming in as these two cards. Then we do also have the Frog Spirit, which again they have really big eyes usually, very big eyes. So people are very, very drawn to that. I also feel like when we're talking about frog, it's again one of those kind of watery sort of energies, but it's there's a cuteness about you that's also very sharp looking when we have the crow and the frog. So this is someone who has like this soft, gentle energy, but comes across as someone who's very strong and powerful and kind of like floats above. That's kind of the word that's coming to my head right now because of the wings and the birds. It's kind of like floating above, and I feel like people feel like you're a little bit hard to reach sometimes, but people really look up to you and they see someone who's quite confident, although I feel like you can be silly sometimes when we have the frog. This is someone who can tend to be a little bit silly as well. So I feel like when people look at you, they see someone who's very beautiful, very mysterious, but very humble about it, and also someone who's quite silly at the same time. And what people really like about you and the way that you look is the fact that it's very symmetrical. Your eyes are very deep, and I'm really picking up that some of you guys might have green eyes, because there's a lot of green in these cards right here that are talking about specifically the eyes. So I really do feel like that's something that people do notice. You don't have to have green eyes for this to resonate, but this is like a lot of greenish, kind of blue, kind of green blue sort of stuff going on over here, and I feel like it's very intriguing to a lot of people. So that is what I see for you guys. Pile number 1, I hope you guys enjoyed today's reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up. Let me know in the comments down below how you liked it, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye! All right, so group number 2, if you guys chose this pile, this is going to be all about how you look in other people's eyes. So let's hop right into it. All right, so pile number 2, here's what we have for you guys. We have Strength being reversed, then we have Page of Swords upright, then we have the Empress reversed, then we have 8 of Cups reversed. And so immediately what I'm seeing is that the way that other people see you is someone who hasn't fully accepted themselves yet. And what I mean by that is I feel like people look at you and they see this like beautiful, strong, like lion or lioness, because when we have Strength, it deals with the lion. So I feel like people see you as like this like powerful lioness or lion type of energy, and someone who's quite abundant and fruitful, but someone who hasn't fully accepted themselves yet. Because whenever I see Page of Swords coming up in talking about the way that other people see you, is someone who might talk down to themselves a little bit when we have Page of Swords coming up. This is someone who, you know, might joke about the way that they look sometimes, and I feel like people look at you and they're like, what? You are like stunning and like gorgeous. And so when I see these, this is someone who hasn't fully accepted themselves, and I feel like people see that and they're like, wait, no, please just love yourself, accept yourself, you are stunning, like come back and appreciate yourself. When we have eight of Cups being reversed, this is like come back and really appreciate who you are and yourself and the way that you see yourself. I feel like the way we see ourselves is actually important. I feel like one of the reasons why I actually wanted to do this card reading is because, you know, there's a lot of stigma around, oh, we need to look a certain way, and I don't believe that. I feel like all of us are so beautiful in such a unique way, and we shouldn't be paying attention to what the media is saying about, you know, the way that we look and everything. And it goes to show in the cards, because I feel like in these cards right here, people look at you as someone who's like stunning. But if you were attracted to this pile, and if this message is resonating with you, maybe this is a message that you guys should be listening to, because I feel like you guys have like this beautiful energy. Whenever we have Strength and Empress in a reading, and the reason why it's upside down is giving me the vibe that you guys haven't fully realized your own beauty. But Strength and the Empress is like someone who has this very like powerful, usually quite feminine energy when we have Empress coming up, but it doesn't have to be. It can go both ways. It can go male or female, of course, but it's someone who is like this abundant, like lioness, lion sort of like energy that's very like nurturing, that's very like has a lot to offer, really has like a lot to offer with who they are. And not that looks are everything to be offered, not at all, but I feel like we should really embrace all aspects of ourselves. And again, I feel like when people look at you, they see this like gorgeous person. Like Empress is someone who's so stunningly beautiful, and Strength over here is someone who's quite strong and very like should be very strong and should be very confident, but hasn't yet embraced that confidence when we have Page of Swords. Or at least when you were younger, you might not have embraced that. But wow, guys, like this is like there's such beauty there. It's like you were made to look like the way that the way that you look. You were made to look that way when we have this Empress card. Like the Empress is someone who is just very like relaxed, feels good, enjoys life, knows how to enjoy life. And so I feel like you should embrace the fact that you love to enjoy life, and I feel like you should enjoy it more. And people feel like you should enjoy it more, but maybe you're not very, somehow I'm picking up that you guys aren't very confident in your own selves and in your own body. But you guys really should be. You really, really should be. This is about embracing all of those aspects of yourself and coming back and appreciating who you are. Oh, and it's funny, I'm talking about appreciation. Our next card over here says appreciate and enjoy the lunar light and cycles. And so the lunar light has to deal with the feminine nature. And so if you guys have some sort of, maybe you guys, if you're a guy, for example, maybe you need to embrace the fact that you maybe should take care of yourself a little bit more. You should give to yourself a little bit more and put a bit of effort in to, not that we need to put effort in, you guys absolutely don't need to put effort in, but this is just like taking time to actually like appreciate the way that you look. Because I feel like right now in the media, a lot of the message that's being pushed is to like stop paying attention about looks altogether. And I don't think that's the answer. I think the answer is embracing and loving every single aspect about yourself, whether that be like, you know, like all the aspects, like personality, the way that you look, the way that you are. Like, we can't deny that looks do exist, but I feel like, you know, the media tries to push so much about, it tried to push one way so much, whereas now it's finally accepting everyone. But I really feel like what we need to appreciate is like the fact that there is so many forms of beauty, and beauty exists all around us. Like, we're all carved perfectly from the same stardust, you know what I mean? And yeah, anyway, the endurance over here, keep going. I feel like people look at you and they want to cheer you on to, like, you know, go forward into being more confident, to embracing yourself. I see over here like someone really embracing themselves, and I feel like when people look at you, they're like, wow, if I looked like that, I would love to embrace myself. I would enjoy myself. When we have this card over here, this looks like someone who really truly embraces themselves. And so I feel like when people look at you, they see this like person who is stunning and who they want to see light up the world, essentially. I feel like you have a lot to offer, and I feel like people see that in you. When they see you, I feel like they look at someone who has abundance to offer, so much to offer. Yeah, I really see that in here. The next few cards that we have Mercury Mind, 11th house of friends, 10th house of the world, and Jupiter of abundance, of course. And we're talking about abundance here because, yeah, Empress talks a lot about abundance. And so I feel like you guys, again, you have so much to offer. Jupiter of abundance. Jupiter is actually, it's like the planet of like blessings and miracles and things like that. And so I feel like you should really begin to embrace yourself. I feel like when people look at you, they're like, wow, that person just like, they have so much to offer. And so when people look at you, they see that about you. And then when we have 10th house of the world, I feel like people, when they look at you, this is Capricorn type of energy. So this is someone who has youth and has a lot of strength again, because Capricorn really likes to climb a lot of mountains. And then we have that lion over here with the strength. This is all about being able to endure, climb a lot, go through a lot. When people look at you, they see someone who's so capable of going through a lot and coming out the other side and conquering the world. They really see someone who's able to, like, when they look at you, they're like, wow, this person can do and go through anything. And I feel like people really see that about you. They really appreciate that about you. And they already see someone who, you know, has been through a lot and has gone through a lot. And I feel like people really look up to you because of that, because you have learned so much more than most people. We have the 11th house of friends and Mercury of mind. So this is ruled by Gemini over here, or even by Virgo as well. But this is like someone who probably strives for perfection, and someone who has one of the most gorgeous minds ever. The 11th house is ruled by Aquarius over here, and so these are quite connected in a way. And this kind of tells me that people look at you as someone who has the confidence to like talk to anyone, and someone who's very smart, very worldly known, and very educated. And they see someone who I feel like has like a sense of humor, and their mind is just very intriguing. They're a very fun person to be around. And so when people look at you, they're like, wow, this person like is so enticing and so exciting. The next two cards that we have over here, we have Service, which is the 6th house. This is ruled by Virgo. And then we have the lunar eclipse. So with this Virgo over here, again, you guys are perfectionists. And I feel like people see that you strive constantly for better. You strive to do better all the time. And you have a mindset that's constantly trying to help others and uplift others. And people really see that. They're like, why not focus on you for a little bit? I feel like you should give back to yourself a little bit. So the way that you look in other people's eyes is someone who is so ready to help other people and uplift other people and do so much for other people. And it's a very abundant. I feel like they see you as a very abundant person because of that. But I feel like people really get this like idea from you where like they see how you can endure anything, you can do anything for anyone that's around you, but I feel like people really see you as that you should be giving a little bit more to yourself as well. I feel like they see you as someone who is so ready to give to everyone around them with this Empress. Maybe you guys are even a mother. If you're not a mother, at least you're someone who is just very keen on wanting to help people out and wanting to nurture other people and being there right at the front steps for other people. People really, really see that about you. This is also the card of the healer when we have 6th house as well. It's the card of healing, the healer. You guys have been through a lot. You guys have had to heal yourselves. That's why you're so ready to heal other people. And then with this lunar eclipse, you guys are very, you catch people's attention. So lunar eclipses, they're very powerful. So I feel like you really, when you meet people and when people get to know you, I feel like you really change up people's worlds. Again, with the Service card as well, when people see you, when they first meet you, I feel like you have such a powerful presence that when you get close to anybody, all of a sudden their lives are completely different and completely improved from what they were before. And so that's another way that people really look at you and people really see you. Our last 3 cards that we have over here, we have Buffalo Spirit, we have the Otter Spirit, we have Koala Spirit. And so with Buffalo Spirit, you guys again are very, very strong. This is like the card of, oh my gosh, it says abundance. Abundance, abundance, abundance. We were talking about abundance this whole time. So again, people see you as there's so much about you to appreciate. There's so much about you to love. And when people look at you, I feel like people really appreciate having you in their lives. For one thing, people are so appreciative to have you around because you're someone who offers so much, like way more than most people. And so people, they feel so happy. Like your friends are so happy to have you in their lives. Like they wouldn't trade you for the world. I feel like your friends appreciate you so much because you're one of those people that is just so genuine and just so giving. And the fact that you just change up people's worlds it's so powerful. But you guys are also very strong. You guys endure a lot. Buffalo is someone who can just like get on through, and they do, you know. Then we also have the Otter Spirit. So again, I feel like people, this is kind of like a very cute sort of energy. And I feel like people look at you and you look cozy to them. You look like someone who is just like, I want to cuddle up with them on the couch, because otters, if you think about it, they always, you know, you have these 2 cute little otters. I feel like people look at you and they see someone who's like very cuddly and very like warm. I feel like people really see your heart a lot. And so when people look at you, and the heart just stood out to me right when I said that. The fact that there's a heart on this card, I didn't even notice that before. I feel like your heart really stands out to people. The way that you are, the way that you treat people, your personality, I feel like people really feel it in you so strongly. And so when they look at you, the first thing that I think people see is your energy. Your energy sticks out more than anything towards people. And it's something that is so welcoming and so warm. It makes people feel so good inside. And it makes people feel so abundant, because you're so giving and you're so ready to give. And then we have this Koala. I feel like people also really appreciate the way that you take care of yourselves. I feel like with this card over here, people really appreciate, like, you have this energy that I feel like when you're around people, you really uplift their spirits. We have Spirit as a plan below it. So it's like, I feel like people feel safe around you. They feel secure around you. I also feel like you're very funny. Koalas are very funny. They're very entertaining to be around. And I feel like other people they feel very entertained being around you. I feel like they're not bored when they're with you. I feel like it's just always like a good, exciting time when people are around you and when people are with you. So that is what I see for you guys. Pile number 2, I hope you guys enjoyed today's reading. Let me know in the comment box how it resonated for you. I'd love to hear your guys' comments and what you guys thought of it. And hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye! Alright, pile tres leches. Let's get into how you look in other people's eyes. Let's hop right into it. All right, so pile number 3, what we have over here, we have perspective upright, we have Emperor being reversed, we have Two of Swords upright, then we have the Hierophant being reversed. And so what I'm really picking up from this, one of the first things that I saw in this pile with this perspective card is that I feel like you guys tend to hide your true selves. And so the first kind of message that I got is that you guys might wear a lot of makeup to kind of like look a certain way to change people's perspectives. Because essentially I feel like, at least for myself, when I used to wear a lot of makeup, I still do, but now I don't wear makeup very often. It's only kind of when I'm filming videos, and other than that I just have a bare face all the time. But when I used to wear makeup, it was because I wanted to show on the outside how I see myself on the inside, and I wanted to present that on the outside. And so I do feel like some people can relate to that, maybe not, it's whatever. But perspective is, I feel like what I'm picking up from that card is that you guys probably wear a lot of makeup because you're wanting to show another side of yourself. This is like another side, there's two different people. So it could be with makeup, it could be with the type of clothes that you wear, how you style your hair, something like that. I feel like you want to shift and, you know, show the self that you want to present, like the best version of yourself type of thing. Although I will say, one thing I learned recently is that the best version of yourself is like your real self. It doesn't really matter, you can wear makeup if you want, if that's what makes you feel Gucci, or not, but I will say you guys are beautiful without it. And one of the messages in this reading, actually, because we have the Two of Swords over here and the Emperor being reversed, I feel like people are very curious about your true self. They're very curious, and they can kind of, when they see you, when they look at you, they see this like, you know, gorgeous person who's like very done up, but then the Two of Swords over here, they feel like there's something about you that's a little bit hidden that they would just love to get to know and they'd love to get to see. They feel like they don't get to see the full aspect or full version of you because they're constantly seeing just a perspective or a certain side of you, and they really wish you had a more, I think, dualistic quality. Some of you guys that are listening to this might have a dualistic quality, because again, we do have the dualness over here, but the Two of Swords is kind of letting me know that I feel like there's a lot of people who wish they could see a bit of a deeper aspect of you and get a little bit deeper into who you really are, because I do feel like there's this unconfident side of yourself when we have the Emperor being reversed over here. This is someone who hasn't fully embraced or feels confident when they have a certain perspective, and then becomes unconfident kind of without it and becomes a bit like closed off, hiding insecurities type of thing. And I feel like people pick up on it a little bit. I don't feel like they fully pick up on it, but I do feel like they a little bit comes across towards other people, is that there's probably something about yourself that you haven't really accepted, I guess. And I guess that comes across a little bit when we have these two cards right next to each other. So one of the messages here is the fact that you guys are hiding your light a little bit, because we have this Hierophant card that's upside down. You guys have this beautiful light, and people are really intrigued by it. They really want to see more of that light being shone out. And so what they see is someone who they really wish they could take the veil off and be able to see your full light. And you guys can, it doesn't mean that you have to stop wearing makeup in order to like show your full light, or that you need to stop wearing certain clothes in order to show your full light. That doesn't mean that. It just means that I feel like people really want to see your confidence. They want to see your light just shine out, whether that be when you are wearing makeup or when you're not. They want to see that light being shined into the world, because I feel like a lot of people do see your light, but they see that you kind of dim it around other people. At least when you first meet people, I feel like you kind of dim your own light, and you don't fully express, and I feel like people kind of see that and they really want to see you fully express. But I do also want to say that when we have these cards right here, you guys will eventually get to this place, okay? You guys have a big light to shine, and I feel like as time goes on, you guys will be really shining that light, and you guys will get more confident and more confident over time. The next two cards that we have over here, we have, Lumeria returns, earthly spirituality, community, ocean conservation. Then we also have falling in love. This is one of the most beautiful cards in the deck, by the way. Oh my gosh, whenever I see this card coming up, I'm just like, stunned by its beauty. We have kissing the divine in another, in yourself. And so I do feel like when people see you, they look at you and they're like, wow, if I was you, I would be so confident. Because we have this over here, they look at you being like, I don't know how you haven't fully accepted yourself, because you are just stunning inside and out. And even the people that, they see both sides of you, they see the makeup version, they see the non-makeup version, and they just look at you being like, wow, like, how haven't you fully embraced yourself? You really should fully embrace yourself, because you're this like, there's this beauty, there's this beautiful aspect in you. You have this beautiful light, whether you're all done up or all not done up. I feel like people that are close to you, they're really just like, wow, they're like stunning. They're like stunned by you, okay? And then earthly spirituality, community, ocean conservation. And so I feel like people really see the amount that you nurture yourself. And I feel like people really see you as such a beautiful soul. They really see the beautiful soul that's underneath. And I feel like people want you to bring it out more. I feel like when people look at you, they're like, oh my God, bring more of that light out into this world. I also feel like people fall head over heels for you. When I see this card, I feel like there's a lot of people that fall head over heels for you. But I feel like a lot of people want to see more of that light, more of that confidence, more of that, the strength underneath, and not in an egotistical way. When I say show more confidence, this is not in an egotistical, like, I'm the shiz type of way. It's not that at all. This is like the type of confidence of just fully being able to express yourself and fully being you, and being comfortable in your own skin, being comfortable being you. And I also feel like you guys are going to find love quite immediately after fully being able to reveal that light. I feel like once you guys become more and more comfortable in your own selves, I feel like you guys are going to actually find love so soon, like a very powerful, very, very, very powerful love. And also this is about falling in love with yourself. I feel like when people see you, they're like, wow, I feel like you should love yourself more. And they really wish that they could tell you to love yourself more. Because this is falling in love and kissing the divine in another, in you. So appreciate yourself. I feel like the message in here is like, really start to love yourself and embrace yourself, accept yourself, feel comfortable in your own skin. I know that's one of the hardest things to do, because like, again, we're all so unique, and we tend to always appreciate what we don't have instead of appreciating what we do have. And I think one of the biggest journeys in life is to be comfortable with yourself and start to love who you are. We all have such beauty and such depth in us. Every single human on this planet has such beauty and such depth. And I feel like we all need to embrace the unique beauty and depth that we all each have. So anyway, this is so far what we have. What are our next few cards here? Ooh, we have 12th house of escape with Pisces. 12th house is actually ruled by Pisces, so it's very fun, very interesting. Then we have 2nd house, which is ruled by Taurus, and then Gemini. So with the 12th house and with Pisces, I feel like you guys are very dreamlike. This also has to deal with kind of hidden stuff. So Pisces in 12th house is someone who tends to hide their light again. So I feel like you guys are a little bit hidden on your light. I feel like you guys you're readily shining it out there. And so there's an aspect of you that I think, really enjoys wearing makeup or doing yourself up in a certain way, where you are this like dreamlike, and you tend to in your mind's eye, you see yourself in a certain way and you feel like the outer reflection isn't yet reflecting that. But what you need to know is that this is more of, you know, you need to see yourself with those rose-colored glasses. Pisces is like, see what you do have that does reflect it and accept all of that. Accept all the aspects of that. And as you begin to accept your personality a lot more, as you begin to accept who you are a lot more, and different aspects of, you know, the way that you look, I feel like you are going to like truly embrace like a deep light that you have within. And this is where like hidden talents come out as we start doing this. This is when the deeper parts of ourselves start to get awakened. And I feel like you guys, when people look at you, you're very dreamlike. It's like, whew, because Pisces rules the dreams. I feel like you just need to believe in yourself a little bit more. Then we do also have the second house over here of owning. This is all about makeup. Taurus is all about makeup, but also about being comfortable. And so there's a very Venus type of aspect with you guys that's very dreamlike and very, when people look at you, they see you as someone who might even be a little bit high maintenance with this second house over here, but they also see you as just very dreamlike and very just like, ooh, like stunning, head over heels for you. And then we also have Gemini. I think this card deals with our personalities, the way that we talk. And so people, as they get to know you deeper, I feel like people, when they look at you, they see someone who is quite smart, and they see someone, Gemini is very symmetrical. They see someone who's very symmetrical, very dream-esque type of stuff. The next two cards that we have Jupiter and the 8th house, which is ruled by Scorpio. So with these two cards coming up, with the 8th house coming up, this is someone who likes to transform themselves. This is someone who goes through transformations and, you know, likes to, again, do themselves up. So it's another card just talking about that. So when people see you, they see someone who is, you know, able to take on this dualistic quality of someone who's all done up, and then someone who's, you know, can be also natural. But I feel like only the people that are close to you are able to see that, because the 8th house is also someone who tends to hide that aspect a little bit, especially since we have 12th house coming up quite a bit. Jupiter is someone is like abundance. Jupiter is all about the fruitfulness, and I feel like when people look at you, they also see someone who should embrace all of these aspects. And so again, it's kind of reiterating that same sort of message there. The last three cards that we have over here, we have Rhino Spirit, we have Ant Spirit, and we have Canary Spirit. And so with this Rhino Spirit, they're again very done up, very gorgeous and very beautiful. I feel like when people look at you, they're like, wow, that person is just like, they really know how to take care of themselves. Then we also do have this Ant Spirit, and then we have the Canary Spirit. So with the Canary Spirit, I feel like people see you as someone who's very soft, someone who's very gentle. They see someone who's very like delicate. Canary is like very delicate. And they see someone who also has a lot of talents. I feel like when I look at this card, I see someone who's talented and also sticks out, because we have this beautiful yellow color. And this is someone who sticks out of the crowd. Someone who, like, when you walk into a room, they're like, wow, that person just like is like the spotlight of the room. I feel like you probably are also someone who gets a lot of questions about, like, oh, what kind of makeup do you wear? Where do you get your clothes? Where do you get that? I feel like with this time to collaborate thing over here, when people look at you, they're like, wow, how can I do myself like that? How can I start to look like that? What do I need to do? What kind of makeup should I buy? What kind of clothes should I buy? So I feel like people really admire you. I feel like you get a lot of admiration from people. And so the way that people look at you, the way that people see you is, wow, they so admire you. And I feel like you probably get compliments on, like, can you do my makeup sometime? Or like, can you go shopping with me and tell me what I should be buying, what I should be wearing, what looks good on me? I feel like people really respect your opinion about that, because they see that you're very talented in that area. You're very, like, you have a lot of talent in the Venus type of aspects of of life, and the Venus aspects is like beauty, the way that you look, makeup, the way you do yourself, the way that you get ready in the morning, and what kind of hair gel do you use, and like all these other things. And so people really appreciate that. They really see that in you. You're someone who has a very keen eye for these things, and people really appreciate that, and they probably ask you a lot of questions when you have this ant spirit coming up. So that is how other people see you. Pile number 3, really start to embrace that confidence. I feel like people look at you and they see someone who's like should be so confident, but might be struggling a little bit with their own confidence. So that is what I see for you guys, pile number 3. Let me know in the comments down below if this is something that resonated for you. I love to hear your guys' feedback. And again, the way that you view yourself is the most important thing on this planet. So that's what I see for you guys, pile number 3. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. All right, so pile number 4, if you guys chose this pile, this is all about how you look in other people's eyes. So let's hop right into it. All right, so pile number 4, here's what we have for you guys. We have the Page of Wands being reversed, then we have Justice, then we have the King of Swords being reversed, then we have Awakening being reversed. And so when I see this Awakening card being reversed, I immediately kind of felt like you guys don't see yourself in the way that you should see yourself. And so if that rings true for you, that might be something that can be a pretty important or powerful message. Is I feel like what people, when they look at you, they see someone who doesn't see themselves how they should. I feel like people really want to bring justice to that. I feel like people really want to put their foot down and be like, hello, don't you see how gorgeous you are? Don't you see how beautiful that you are? This is quite similar to pile number 3, so I don't know if you guys were going back and forth between this pile and pile number 3. But this is definitely like, yeah, again, sort of a similar message, but I feel like for you guys in particular, it's a bit more of it's a quite powerful message here. I feel like people are really like, don't you look in the mirror? Don't you see how beautiful that you are? But I feel like there is some sort of like things that you guys need to get over about the way that you look, or some certain insecurities. Maybe you guys feel like you can't wear certain clothing, or maybe you guys feel like you can't do certain things, but I feel like people are like, what? You totally can. Oh my gosh. You need to feel confident. The Page of Wands upside down is someone who is very attractive, but doesn't see themselves that way. The King of Swords over here is someone who has like beautiful features, but for some reason they feel like they are doomed by those features, but yet they're really good features. I feel like they complement you very well. They're very unique and they're very complementary. But you might be someone who is like, I need to bring more balance to the way that I look. I need to change up the way that I look. When I have Justice over here, this is like someone who constantly feels like they need to change the way that they look, but they do not. So the way that other people see you is like they see someone who's already very balanced. I feel like that when they look at you, they're like, wow, your features very much complement you very well. Very well. Justice is like they see you as someone who's very balanced and all that kind of jazz. But I feel like when it comes to your own view, with Awakening being reversed, you haven't been fully awakened to what you really look like. And what you really look like is someone that's very beautiful. Like when I look at this card, the Awakening card is like, you guys have this light. You guys have like, there's so much to appreciate here. There's so much abundance over here. And what I really see is like you have this beautiful aura about you. And I also see that because this light is just here like shining over her head, this is almost letting me know that I feel like you guys have like there's features that are so complimentary about you. I'm almost getting that you guys have very gorgeous hair. I want to leave that card upright. For some reason I'm getting a message to just leave that card up right now and just go from there. I feel like if you guys do resonate with not being very confident about the way that you look, I feel like this can be a very important message for you guys, because I feel like other people really, they want you to see yourself in a beautiful light. Let's add some more cards on here. I'm really curious. So we have Imrama and the Mirror. Ooh. So Imrama, wander, voyage, crossing deep waters, pilgrimage, journey of the soul. So I feel like when people see you, they're like, they really want you to take that journey of that self-love journey. I'm almost seeing this as this self-love journey. and that you're like a journey to explore. I feel like when I also look at this, it's like your soul is so gorgeous. Journey of the soul over here. Deep waters. I feel like there's a lot of deep aspects about you. I also feel like you're very unique. You're a very unique person that is also very smart and very fun and very playful when you kind of let loose and when you let your inhibitions down. We have this dolphin over here. So when you let your inhibitions go away and down, I feel like you're a very fun person to be around. I feel like people very much enjoy you and they want to bring out your fun, playful side. They desire to bring out your fun, playful side. Then we also have the mirror, know thyself, self-examination, seeing who you really are. So this is, I feel like you need to spend more time with yourself. I feel like you really need to nurture yourself and talk well to yourself, know thyself, self-examination, seeing who you really are. I feel like you really need to start complimenting yourself, looking in the mirror and being like, you know what? This is beautiful. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. I am beautiful. Because I really feel like, again, just even seeing this, the fact that we have these flowers over here, this is beautiful. This is stunning. This is that self-love, opening up to that self-love. And so the way that other people see you, I feel like they look in the mirror. When other people see you, I feel like they're almost like looking in a mirror being like, wow, I wish I had, that person's lips, or that person's, like, it's just so beautiful on them. It's so stunning. It's so gorgeous. And I also feel like there's a part about you that like it almost reflects other people somehow. So this is very interesting. You might be someone who experiments. This is what I'm getting from here. You might be somebody who experiments with the way that they look. Maybe you like to change up your hair, being like, what does compliment me better? Or like maybe you change up your clothes, being like, okay, is this good or is that good? What complements my features the most? I feel like you guys might be someone who changes up the way that they look quite often with this mirror card. Maybe you're someone who likes to really color their hair or experiment with the way that their hair is. But I also feel like when I look at that, is someone who is on a self-acceptance journey and needs to accept deeper in themselves of who they are and the beauty that they have, and that kind of stuff. And also, I'm really getting a message to stop being so, what's the word I'm looking for? Caught up in the way that you look. I feel like you need to let loose and stop caring so much about the way that you look constantly. Stop looking in the mirror every second if your hair is perfect or not, and just be you. Just be you. I feel like there's I'm really feeling like just be you. Allow yourself to be. Allow that energy to sink in, because one of the things that I learned just a couple years ago is that, our bodies are made up of mostly water, and water actually takes the form of whatever vibration of emotions or words that you constantly think about yourself or you tell yourself. So if we're made up of mostly water, that water then restructurizes itself to reflect that word or that thought or that emotion. And you can see this in Dr. Emoto's water or rice experiments online. There's a lot of experiments that he did to prove this. And with you guys, I feel like the more that you let go of looking in the mirror and thinking certain thoughts about yourself and feeling like, oh, I need to fix this about myself or this or that, that's currently what's reflecting in the essence of your body. And so as you change that energy and you start to just really compliment yourself more, and you just kind of just accept and let go and not obsess too much about it, I feel like you'll be restructuring yourself, and the more natural essence of who you are is going to come out, and you'll see that like beauty that's within, with these flowers that are just like kind of like coming out over here. The next 4 cards that we have over here, we have Neptune, we have the fire element of desire, we have the 8th house, which is ruled by Scorpio, of endings and beginnings. Neptune is ruled by Pisces. And then we have Mercury retrograde, reinvention. Ooh, so Neptune over here, whenever there's like a Neptune-Venus aspect in astrology, it's someone who is just like born to be very like eye-catchingly beautiful in what someone who catches a lot of people's attention, things like that. In astrology, that's kind of what it comes out as. But Neptune of sacrifice, I feel like for you guys, when we have this card coming up, you are someone who looks like a fairy tale, very dreamlike, because Neptune is ruled by Pisces. Again, this is kind of reiterating a lot that was in pile 3, so I don't know if you guys were kind of going back and forth between this pile and pile number 3. They're quite similar, but the Neptune is just, you know, this is someone who is very beautiful, has natural beauty, and should be accepting it. I mean, every single person on this planet has natural beauty. Like, I don't know why it's a thing to say like, oh, this person has natural beauty. Everyone on this planet has natural beauty. Everyone. And then we do also have this fire element of desire. I feel like you are a very desired person. I feel like you are very like attractive, and you spark people's attention, okay, when we have this fire element of desire, and you're very, again, like, there's this dreamlike aspect to you. And then we do also have the Scorpio 8th house endings and beginnings, and so I feel like for you guys, you really like to go through transformation. 8th house is all about transformation. It's ruled by Scorpio, and so for you guys, I feel like you do really like to experiment with the way that you look. Neptune's also very experimental about those things, and so you are someone, so people, when they see you, they see someone that's very critical, too critical about the way that they look. And they see someone who puts a lot of effort in. They see someone who reinvents themselves all the time and likes to show themselves in different ways. Is there anything wrong with that? No, there's nothing wrong with that. If that's something that makes you happy, then do that if that's something that makes you happy. But also know that deep down within, this is about acceptance. So as long as you fully accept yourself and fully embrace yourself, and this is just something that you enjoy doing, you enjoy experimenting and reinventing, you know, your style, or, you know, redoing your hair, things like that, then that's who you are. There's nothing wrong with that. No one can tell you that there's something wrong with that. The next 2 cards that we have Scorpio, which is reiterated in this card right here, and then we have the waxing gibbous moon. And so Scorpio over here is, again, all about transformation. So for you guys, people see you as someone who enjoys the reinvention of who they are. They see that in you. So when people look at you, they see this, you know, person who likes to transform. They see this person who enjoys that. Then we do also have this waxing gibbous moon. This is someone who's constantly like striving for perfection. So when people look at you, they see someone who's constantly striving for perfection, but just make sure that you're doing it in a healthy way. I want to reiterate that in this reading. Just make sure that you're doing that in a healthy way. If you like to experiment with the way that you look, make sure that the hair dyes that you're using, you know, aren't toxic, and make sure that, you know, the new clothing that you're buying isn't like a break in the bank account and yada yada yada. So just make sure you're doing it in a conscious way. The last 3 cards that we have over here, we have Porcupine Spirit, Dragonfly Spirit, and Flamingo Spirit. So embrace the in-between. I feel like this is all about truly embracing yourself and realizing that you are absolutely stunning the way that you are. And I feel like it's people want you to come to terms with that. Also, I feel like you really stand out. Flamingos stand out. Whenever you see a flamingo anywhere, you can't tell me that you don't look at that flamingo and go like, wow, there's a bird that's literally pink. And so I do feel like you really stand out. People see you as somebody who really stands out with the way that you dress, with the way that you look. They see someone who's like eye-popping. I feel like you're really eye-popping. We do also have this Dragonfly Spirit, truth transcends illusion. I feel like people really like to see your true self. They really enjoy that. They enjoy seeing the you that is like the natural you. I feel like people really enjoy that. So when people look at you, they really want to see the dualistic side of you. It's okay if you want to do your hair and makeup and you enjoy doing that, but I feel like what people really want to see, they want to see beyond how you make yourself to be. They want to see the truth that lies beneath all of the, not saying that like makeup's an illusion or anything like that, but they want to see what's underneath there. I feel like when people look at you, they desire to see what's underneath. Then we also have Porcupine Spirit, time for a beginner mind. And so they see someone who is constantly striving for more, and they like the fact that you are somebody who strives for more and really wants to go out there. I feel like people also really appreciate you know, the way that you, the amount of time that you put into yourself when we have this flamingo spirit. This is just really telling me that, you know, you're probably someone who likes to wear jewelry and put on really nice clothes. Flamingo really reminds me of that kind of essence. And so I feel like people really notice that about you. And I feel like you also really excite people, because I feel like whenever they see you, like this beginner mind porcupine thing, I feel like people get excited to know, like, ooh, what is she going to wear today? Like, it's kind of exciting, because I feel like you're almost one of those people that doesn't wear the same outfit twice or something, or at least, you know, changes it up so much to where it's like, ooh, now she did that kind of makeup look. Ooh, that's kind of cool. That's like really interesting. That's really fun. But there is more of a message underlying here of embrace the confidence of you, as well as accepting you in all aspects. And then I feel like this will become more enjoyable for you. To like experiment with your look in that. So hopefully that message resonated with you guys. If it did, let me know in the comments down below what you liked about this reading, or if you related to any of it. I'd love to hear your guys' feedback and comments down below. And always remember that the way that you view yourself is always the most important view of yourself, is the way that you see yourself. Not about what other people see you as, but it's also fun to look into that and kind of know that. So that is this reading. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. All right, so pile number 4, if you guys chose this pile, it's going to be a reading all about how you look in other people's eyes. So let's hop right into it. All right, so pile number 5, here's what we have for you guys. We have the 9 of crystals, then we have the 6 of cups being reversed, and the 4 of wands upright, and then the sun card over here. So what I'm really seeing for you guys, anytime that the sun shows up, you guys are like a light towards other people. I feel like you guys, this is just like the card of blessings. I feel like people look at you and they see someone who's just, you know, blessed with natural beauty, someone who looks stunning, someone who looks gorgeous, someone who really catches the attention of a lot of people. The sun, of course, is like the brightest thing in the sky. And so when people look at you, they see someone who's very bright. They see someone who's very, probably also very smiley, someone who's quite confident, someone who, like, it's ruled by Leo. This is confidence. This is, you know, someone who's just like, they light up people's world. And so when people look at you, they really see like this bright light, this fun person to be around, someone who catches people's attention. So with this 9 of crystals over here, this is also somebody who ages like fine wine. So with the 9 of crystals, this is like when people look at you, they're like, wow, they really like, they age well, like they have this look about them that just, again, catches people's attention. I feel like your smile really stands out to people. I don't know why, when I'm looking at the sun card, this is screaming to me smiles. Your smile is very, it stands out for a lot of people. This is also the 6 of cups being reversed. This kind of talks about going through maybe an awkward stage. So I don't know if when you were younger, you kind of went through a bit of an awkward stage. I mean, everyone, I don't know one person on this planet who hasn't gone through an awkward stage at some point. So I don't know, maybe that's just why that's coming up. But I feel like maybe for you guys, that's something you noticed for yourself, that you went through this awkward stage, but then you kind of like set the foundation, and then, you know, like you were able to really shine out of that and kind of have like this glow up sort of period. This is kind of like what I'm kind of seeing from the cards in this specific group. The next 2 cards that we have over here, we have Coral's Wisdom. And so this Wisdom card over here, created over great periods of times, works that are created over great periods of times, periods of time. So this is also talking about like glow up, aging like fine wine. So again, we're talking about time again in this card. So this is like, I do feel like you guys get more and more attractive over time. You're one of those people that's like, you still are attractive when you're younger, but for some reason, as you get older, it's like you still are like growing into more and more beauty all the time, more and more attractiveness. Oh, and then we have Time and Tide. So another time card. Oceanic spells and rituals. So this is kind of like, I feel like the time is like what this card is most important about, that over time, I feel like, again, you're getting more and more attractive. It's like you're one of those people that just ages like fine wine. Maybe you went through an awkward stage, but somehow you have this like crazy glow up, and you're one of those people that ages like fine wine. It's almost like, I'm trying to think of like a celebrity that's aged like fine wine. I can't really think of somebody right now. I guess like I don't know why this person is coming to my head, like Robert Downey Jr. He's just like, I feel like as he gets older, he gets more attractive. Not that he's like the most attractive person out there. Well, he is. He's an attractive man. No one can deny that. Like, there's a lot of people that find him very attractive, but he's like one of those people that just ages like fine wine. And so I feel like that's also you guys. You're someone who with time is just going to continue to get more and more gorgeous, and I feel like that's what people really notice about you. That's what people really see in you, is like as you age, it's like, oh my God, like they're continuing to get more attractive. This is hurting my soul. How is this possible? The next 4 cards that we have for you guys is South Node, Life Stats. We have the water element of sensing. We have Taurus, and then we have Chiron of healing. So Chiron is, again, all about that awkward stage that we're going through. And so I do feel like you guys might have had an awkward stage at some point in your life that then you're growing out of. So that's something that I'm definitely seeing in that card. And then we do also have the Taurus, And so with this card, this is like... this is ruled by Venus, and so this is a very attractive card. It's people that are quite attracted to you, and Taurus is usually someone who looks like... Tauruses are usually very attractive. Again, they're ruled by Venus, and so being ruled by Venus, there is this very attractive quality, but they're usually, since it's an earth sign, it's something that takes time. It's something that comes with time. So the Chiron card is like there's an awkward stage, and then Taurus is like your Venus aspects start coming out over time. And we also have the water element over here of sensing. And so the water element is someone who usually has very soft features. And so maybe you are someone who, I'm getting from this, since we have this like awkward stage, that maybe you guys kind of had like a baby face for quite some time. That can happen when we have like water element and some of this like awkward stage sort of stuff. Not that like, sometimes baby faces are like the most attractive things, like faces in the world. But yeah, it just really depends. Like maybe you saw yourself as like, oh, I can't wait to get over this, can't wait to grow out of this, yada, yada, yada. I don't know, it just really depends the way that you saw it. Although I feel like a lot of people still looked at you as like, oh, this person's like quite attractive, oh my goodness. And then we do also have the South Node over here of life's debts. So South Node, this is like, South Node can also deal with, you know, our past, things that we've felt in the past. And so maybe you haven't always felt like the most attractive person, but there is like this like glow up stage. There is this stage of like getting past that and growing out of that. I'm also getting from this card that like not a lot of effort needs to be put in for some reason. I'm getting that it's just kind of like this natural sort of flowing, like there's not a lot of effort, and it is what it is. You guys still age like fine wine, and you guys are looking great. You guys are... People look at you in that way. They look at you as someone who is constantly getting better and better and more attractive. The next 2 cards that we have the 11th house of society, which is ruled by Aquarius, and then we have the 12th house, which is ruled by Pisces, and it says secrets over here. So this key right here going into the water, this is almost like unlocking. So I feel like as you guys age, you kind of like unlock new depths of yourselves. You unlock new... features, and more features become more refined over time, and they come out, because before, like with 12th house's secrets, it's like the hidden stuff. And so I feel like maybe as you're younger, there's a lot in your face that's like hidden in a way that as you age, things become more defined that were not defined before, and they become more prominent over time. Like your jawline gets more pronounced over time, maybe your cheekbones get more pronounced over time, that kind of stuff. And then the 11th house, which is ruled by Aquarius. Aquarius also deals kind of with like the awkward stages in life, but also with society. I feel like a lot of people find you very attractive. A lot of people are like, ooh, cheers to them. I also feel like you get brought up in conversation a lot. And so the way that you look, I think might get brought up in conversation since we have this. This just looks like conversation to me. I feel like people like to talk about the way that you look and da-da-da-da-da-da. And are they talking good about you? Yes, they are. So don't worry about that, guys. They're not talking bad about you. They're talking good about you. Then we have the Panther spirit, which is reclaim your power. And so this to me is like, you know, as time goes on, I feel like, you know, you're reclaiming like the, you know what, I am beautiful, I am attractive. I feel like you're gonna fall more in love with yourself over time. I feel like, you know, all of us tend to over time fall more and more in love with ourselves, and I feel like that's you as well. And then we also have this magic works through you, scarab beetle spirit. And so I do feel like, you know, you're a very magical person. I feel like you, maybe you guys even do magic for the way that you look, and maybe you like to use water for water magic. But I do feel like you guys, there's an aspect of you that's very, very magical and very fairy tale-esque in a way. And then we also do have this coyote spirit, trust in divine detours. This coyote has very like piercing eyes. They're very like cute, but also like coyotes are interesting because, or like any sort of like animal that's in the dog or cat family, they look so cute and cuddly, but also they're so defined and beautiful. They have like the marrying of cute and sexy all at the same time. And so I feel like that's you guys, pile number 5. It's like that marrying of cute and sexy, and it's like this magical, I feel like people are very drawn towards you when we have this scarab beetle. They're very magnetized towards you, and the way that you look, and the way that you look in their eyes is very like magical and interesting and stunning and intricate. The scarab is also very connected to Egypt, and so maybe you also have a very Egyptian vibe that people see in you. Maybe you have like a really nice cat eye going on because we have this panther and this coyote, which is kind of like they have, you know, those piercing sort of like cat or like lion type of eyes. So I do think that you guys probably have that as well, which Egyptians used to really praise that. They used to always draw cat eyes on themselves and stuff like that. So the scarab beetle is kind of reminding me of those Egyptian vibes that are kind of coming through. And so I feel like your guys' eyes are very, you know, probably very Egyptian, or maybe you guys do like a winged liner if you guys are into doing makeup at all. Maybe you guys do that sometimes, but I do feel like your eyes stick out to people quite a lot. So that is what I see for you guys, pile number 5. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up. Let me know in the comments down below if it resonated for you. And yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hit that subscribe button down below if you guys want to see more videos like this. And remember that the way that you view yourself is always the most important thing ever. So that's all I have to say about that. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!